Hey everybody, it's Rachel with Rachel Q Stitches and welcome to my channel. Today is Wednesday, June 11th, 2025, and this is Flosstube number 134. Thank you so much for stopping by. If you're new here, I appreciate it. This is a channel mostly about cross stitch where I talk about what I've stitched, and sometimes I'll do quilting, a little bit of quilting or a little bit of embroidery or crochet, but for the most part I do cross stitch. So if you're new, thank you so much for stopping by, and for those of you who are returners, I appreciate you stopping by each time I make a video. It's been sporadic, but thank you so much for stopping by. So anyway, I am in the middle of summer. My husband's a teacher, so I don't have a lot done, but I haven't been here in a while. I think it's been 3 weeks since my last video, so I wanted to go ahead and get on here and show you what I worked on. Okay, so the first thing I have is May. I finished up WIPGO. Didn't do anything else on City of Romance, so that is not to be seen, but I got a good amount of stitches. I forgot to write down exactly how much I got done, but I got a good amount of stitches in it. So I'm really pleased with that. June's with WIPGO, both numbers called for Blue Moon Angel, and that is a lavender and lace chart. I picked this up at a thrift store. The only thing they had done was the wing. I didn't like the fabric it was on, so I redid it on a 16 count Aida, and I love it. But this is, I think I paid, I don't know, $2, $3 for it. So this is what I have done. Now, I worked on this and I did 586 stitches, which I'm glad, because my goal is to get 1,000 for each project. So if I can do another 500 plus stitches this week, and then maybe again next week, I should reach my 2,000 stitches on this piece, since it was called twice. So here's what I got done. So Blue Moon Angel, I stitched all this. I'm trying to get the moon at least outlined a bit. I'm seeing where this part is. This part is like right on the edge of the moon right here. You can see the ribbons coming out. They're gonna go right here. So I'm trying to get all this done. So my goal is to work on just this area. I'm just trying to fill in this area. I'm gonna try to start making sure areas are filled in before I move on. I don't want to do too much carrying and all that stuff. So that is my goal. So I'm pleased with what I got done, even though I didn't stitch much. I think I worked it in only 2 days, but I got a lot done. I used it, I have it in my Q-Stap, and I put it on my Lowry stand, and I love the way I have it set up. I can stitch two-handed, and that's, I think, why I was able to do so much. I did like almost 300 one day and over 300 the next day. Yes, that's how I got 5 something. Sorry, math. Anyway, so that is what I got done. Love her. She's so pretty. So pretty. I can't wait till she's done and I can add her beads to her. So that is what I got done for WIPGO. The other things I got done, and y'all only got 2 things done this month. 2. That's it. And that is Autumn Street, and that is by, I'll put the paper here. I think it's My Magic Stitch or something like that. But I got, on Autumn Street, I got 1,864 stitches in. A lot. And so that I am at a total of 6,401 stitches, and I'm at 48.16% total. So here it is. Look at it. I did a bunch of the oranges. I worked on this part of the sky. You can see the circle forming. This is just coming out so cute. I love this stitch. I love working on it. And so anyhow, so pretty. So pretty. So that's all I did. Now, I did realize something about myself doing these 2 pieces and why I did so much on each one as I sat down to work on them. And that is because each one of these has all the threads inside the envelope. I'm just able to pick up the envelope, and wherever I'm sitting, I do it. I can do it. It's no big deal. And I don't have to worry about, you know, digging through my master set. And I know this sounds weird, but you know, because I did the master set and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed using just the master set, and you're able to pick up a new piece just like that with a master set. You know, you got the fabric, you open up your master set, and boom, you can start stitching. And I do like that. I do like that. But I stitch in this chair now, and there's no room for me to put a master set. So I still have my master set. I still have it in the way that I'm switching over to, because I think I'm going to start rekitting the pieces that I work on, but I'm going to kit them on the thread cards, and I'll only put a length at a time, you know, depending on, you know, what I can pull out of my master set. And then as my master set gets used up, I'll pull from my backup set. So that's kind of what I'm really doing, because I think that I'm finding myself stitching more when I have everything together. You know, I can grab it, you know, if we go somewhere and put it in the car or whatever, and it's so much easier. So anyway, not only that, I'm not gonna lie, stitching on Ada is so much better for me. And 14 count, I went to the eye doctor, and because I had to up my reading glass prescription, and she's like, your eyes are getting worse. And I'm only 56, so I don't want to go terribly blind where I can't do this kind of stuff too early. You know what I'm saying? So I am, I'm probably going to switch, you know, there's some big pieces like stitching shelf. As much as it pains me, I'm probably going to have to put it aside, because I'm doing it on 20 and it really messes with my eyes. It really, really does. I find that afterwards, I just have eye fatigue, I guess. I don't want to do anything. I don't want to look at anything. And so that's probably going to get put aside for a while. There's a couple of other pieces, that big pieces, that are probably going to get put aside for a while, just until I can figure out my whole eye situation. So I'm going to probably start stitching on some more 14 count. I love 14 count. You know, it's easy for me to see. I don't have to go up. And I know people wear magnifying glasses and they wear the little thing and all that. I just don't like doing that. I don't like stuff on my head. I don't mind wearing my cheaters. Those are fine. I can do the cheaters, no big deal. But having other stuff on my head just bothers me. You know, I don't wear hats. I like hats, but I don't wear them because it just bugs me. So anyway, I don't know. This summer is kind of a reevaluation time for me, and in my life, in what I'm doing, and also in my stitching, because I do have to consider my eyes. I've never had good eyes, and my mom and dad both wore glasses, and so that's just something I really need to consider. I don't want to go blind too soon. You know what I'm saying? I mean, my husband's already deaf in one ear. We don't need us being blind and deaf. That would just be horrible. As it is, I feel like I'm yelling at him. Hey, what does that say? I can't see. You know, we're just such an old couple, and we're not old. Anyway, so anyhow, so that's kind of what I've been reevaluating. So I might be starting some new projects and kitting them up on 14 count, just so that I can get some stitching in. I am loving this Autumn Street. I really want to finish it because it's so pretty, and I really, really love it. But there's a couple of other projects I might restart on a higher count, because I do have them like on 14 or 16 or something like that. 16 I'm okay with. 16 I can do, but 20? Ugh, y'all, that was stressful. I think I even have a 22 count 801, and that's just too tiny for me. My eyes are too they just get fatigued. So anyway, so that's my stitching stuff, a little bit of personal stuff, which also kind of is why I haven't been stitching a whole lot, and that is I have been going to a physical therapist. I hurt my hip a few years ago. I was walking our dog. I don't think I was on Flosstube then. I was walking the puppy, and he tripped. You know how little puppies, they get their feet caught up? Well, in him doing that, getting his feet caught up and into himself, he ended up getting caught up in my feet, and I fell and my face hit the pavement. I didn't go to the doctor. I probably should have. I was a mess. I'm gonna see if I can find a picture and put it up here. I was a mess. Hurt my shoulder. My shoulder was all scratched up, but in the process, I didn't realize that I hurt my hip. And you know, that was what, 5 years ago? It was 2020. I think it was in 2020 this happened. And it was right before my wreck where the drunk driver hit me and I hurt my neck then. And so just, you know, sometimes you just feel like you're beat up. So been going to physical therapy. She says I have bad posture, which I probably do because I see myself doing this a lot. So I probably do have bad posture. I need to sit back a little more and pull in my core while I'm sitting. So I find I can't sit as long. I used to sit for hours at a time and stitch, and I can't sit for very long. I get sore. Like right now, I can feel myself getting sore. And I do listen to my watch. My watch tells me every hour it's time to stand up. So I do. And usually I get up before that anyway. And so I can't sit as much as I used to for lengths of time. Like I get up, you know, walk around the house, come sit back down and I'm fine. But like to actually just sit there and stitch for hours at a time just isn't happening. So, and I think I'm leaning forward too, you know, to see what I'm stitching on because it's so tiny. So it's just lots of weird stuff going on that I don't want to be, I don't want to be old before my time. You know, I don't want to have to sit there and, you know, not be able to move and all this kind of stuff. So I'm trying to get better care of myself. And so that means I'm getting up more. Also, I have applied to go to full-time college. I've always wanted to get my degree and I haven't. And, you know, I put my husband through school, all 3 levels. I put him through school. And so I think it's time for me to do something. So if you've been here before, you know that I had been studying to become an ordained minister. I am at the point right now where I am working on my licensure. There's three levels. They aren't necessarily college level courses, but a lot of them, you know, they kind of take all the classes that I've taken, kind of mush them together and give me some college credit from it. So I'm going to do that. So I will be in school full time. It is online. So, you know, I can sit there and, go whenever I want because they record the classes. And so I can either do it live or I can watch them later on if it's not at a good time for me. So I'm going to be doing that. And so I'm thinking of bringing my floss tubes more every 2 weeks or every month. You know, there are tons of people who do monthly. So that's kind of what I think I'm going to be doing. So anyway, you know, life, you have your ebbs and flows, your stuff going on. But anyway, bad eyesight, bad hip. I sound so old. But I'm going to be going to college like I'm, 18. But anyway, so anyhow, so that is my life. This is what just such a short video, under 15 minutes. And I'm sorry for that. But I only did those 2 projects. So I have been watching the 14 count Ada girl to get inspiration from her. Cause a lot of people say, oh, full coverage isn't going to look the same on a 14 count. Hers look great. Hers look great. I've been scouring Facebook groups on people who stitch stuff on 14 count and it looks great. It's big, but I know they're going to take me forever to stitch and it's not like I'm going to hang all of them on the wall. You know, like I'll even finish them all. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, so that is what I'm doing. That is my life. That is my update for this month, May/June, end of May, beginning of June. Not even beginning of June. We're in the middle of June. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to do a July, start of July, and just see how this monthly thing goes and let you all, know, and maybe there'll be longer videos and we can visit for longer. So anyway, I will see you guys next time. Lord willing, happy stitching, everybody. Bye-bye.